Let me walk you through something that I think will really help you out. We're going to go step by step through how to use this tool that's really going to simplify things for you. Now, I don't want to make it sound complicated. It's not. Actually, it's all laid out in a way that's easy to understand. You know, sometimes you see something that looks a little overwhelming at first, but once you start clicking around, everything just falls into place. This is exactly that kind of thing. So, when you first open it up, the first thing you'll notice is that it's giving you all this information right there on the main screen. It's all right in front of you. You don't have to go searching for it, it's just there. It's kind of like when you walk into a room and everything's already organized. You've got the stuff that's coming in and the stuff that's going out. This way, you know what you're still waiting to receive and what you need to pay. It just makes everything clearer. What's cool is that you've also got a nice little chart showing your cash flow. This is handy because sometimes it's hard to keep track of when the money's moving in and out, especially over a few months. But with this, you can see it all broken down by the month, and it even gives you options to see the last year or just focus on this fiscal year. That flexibility is helpful because sometimes you just need to narrow things down or expand the view, depending on what you're trying to figure out. And as you scroll down, there's even more good stuff. You've got a visual of your income and expenses. It's just an easy way to see everything you need without having to dig too deep. And don't worry, this thing also highlights your top expenses. You know how sometimes you get caught off guard when you realize how much you've been spending on one thing? Yeah, this takes care of that by showing you where most of your money is going. Another neat feature is the ability to see your projects right there, too. If you're handling a few things at once, or even just working on one big project, this keeps you updated without having to switch between screens or tabs. Plus, you've got your bank accounts and credit cards right in front of you. It's kind of like having everything you need in one spot, without the hassle of jumping from one place to another. Now, once you're comfortable with that part, you can dive into adding stuff. Let's say you want to keep track of the stuff you're selling or the services you're offering. It's super simple. You just click a button, give it a name, and bam, it's saved. You can even adjust the price, whether it's what you're selling it for or what it costs you. And if you want to add a little description, that's no problem at all. You just type it in, and it's there. And it doesn't matter if you're dealing with physical products or offering a service. You can easily manage both. Just set the price, add a few details, and save it. That's all there is to it. There's no need to make it harder than it has to be. You know when something just works the way it should? Yeah, this is one of those things. It's all about saving you time and making sure everything is smooth. Okay, so now you've got your stuff in there. What's next? You can move on to other areas, like linking up your bank accounts. And here's where it gets cool. If you've got a bank account or a credit card that you use regularly, you can connect it right here. This way, you don't have to manually enter every little detail. It pulls in your transactions, so you can see everything in one place. But if you're someone who prefers to do things manually, you can totally do that too. It's really up to you. It's all about giving you control while making things easy. And then, there's this whole section where you manage the people you're working with. You know how sometimes it's a hassle to keep track of everyone? Well, here you can just add them in, and all their details are saved for you. It's super easy to pull up their information whenever you need to. Whether it's someone you're working with or someone you're selling to, you've got everything you need in one place. Let's say you're ready to send out an estimate. You just fill in the details, pick the person or company you're sending it to, and that's it. Once it's sent, you can see everything, when you sent it, who it went to, and if they accepted it. And if they give you the go-ahead, you can just turn that estimate into an invoice with a click. No need to start from scratch again. And when it's time to send an invoice, it's pretty much the same process. You select the person, fill out the details, and boom, it's ready to go. You can even add extra things like shipping or discounts if needed. It's all flexible, so you can make adjustments on the fly. When you send it off, they'll get it by email. And if you want, you can even set up options for them to pay you directly online. That's a nice touch because people are more likely to pay quicker if it's easy for them to do. And if they don't pay right away, you've got reminders set up to gently nudge them. No more chasing people down for payments. But it's not just about sending invoices. You can keep track of everything, like who's paid, who hasn't, and even issue credits if someone's overpaid or needs a refund. It's all streamlined, so you don't have to spend hours trying to figure out where the money is or why something doesn't add up. Then, when it comes to the stuff you're buying, it's just as easy. You add the people or companies you're working with, and just like that, you can track everything you need to pay. Whether it's for supplies, services, or anything else, you'll know what's due and when it's due. And if you've got recurring payments, like for rent or services you use regularly, you can set those up too. This way, you don't have to keep entering the same thing over and over again. It just does it for you. And speaking of recurring stuff, if you need to pay someone on a regular basis, you can set that up with no hassle. You'll just click a few things, and it'll automatically handle it for you every month, or however often you need. It's a real time saver, and you don't have to worry about forgetting to pay something important. So, you've got this system that basically makes tracking your time on projects a breeze. Picture it, you're in the middle of a project, maybe billing by the hour. You can open the system, and right away, you're ready to log all your hours. No more sticky notes or trying to remember when you started or stopped. You just dive in, hit a button to start the timer when you begin working, and hit it again when you're done. Everything is recorded automatically. Then when the time comes to bill the client, you've got it all organized right there. Clear, easy to read, and ready to go. The beauty of it is that you can even have your whole team working under one project, and everyone's time gets tracked together. Imagine you're collaborating with a group of people, and everyone's got their part to play. Instead of chasing each person down to ask how many hours they've logged, it's all there in the system. It shows exactly how much time each person spent on what, and it's completely transparent. Plus, it keeps you from having to sort through a mess of different entries. You just see the bigger picture of the project, how the hours are being divided up, and it's all done for you in real time. When you finish a project, instead of scrambling to piece together how much time was spent, you've got all that data at your fingertips. You can create an invoice with just a few clicks based on the actual hours worked. No guesswork. No second guessing yourself, trying to remember if something took 2 hours or 6. And when you send that invoice off to the client, you're confident everything is accurate because it's based on real, logged time. Now, behind the scenes, there's also some serious power when it comes to handling your finances. Let's say you need to move money between accounts, record a new expense, or make a journal entry. It's all set up to make that as smooth and painless as possible. You don't need to be an accountant to use it, which is a huge relief for people who just want to focus on getting their work done. But even though it's built to handle the basics, it's flexible enough to manage more complex accounting needs if that's where your business is at. And if you're doing business internationally, the system has you covered with multi-currency support. Whether you're buying from a vendor in another country or selling to a client overseas, you don't have to worry about the headache of conversions. The system adjusts automatically, saving you the hassle of dealing with exchange rates every time you make a transaction. It's a small detail, but it can make a huge difference in how smoothly things run, especially if you're regularly dealing with different currencies. Another feature that makes life easier is the reporting tool. You've got access to reports that can show you the overall health of your business, or you can break it down into specific areas like sales, expenses, or time spent on projects. These reports are customizable, so you can get exactly the information you need, when you need it. And when it comes time to share those reports with others, whether it's with your accountant, a business partner, or just for your own records, you can download them quickly. It's straightforward and lets you stay on top of things without feeling bogged down by too much information. One more game-changing feature: document uploads. Think about how many times you've had to dig through papers or search through folders for a receipt, contract, or some other important document. With this system, you can upload everything directly into the project or transaction where it belongs. Scanning receipts, invoices, contracts, it all goes into the system, and everything stays in one place. This way, you're not scrambling to find something when you need it. It's all there, right at your fingertips, and it cuts down on clutter and confusion. At the end of the day, the whole point of this system is to make your life easier. It's designed to streamline the parts of your business that can be time-consuming and tedious. You don't have to jump through hoops or go through a bunch of unnecessary steps to get things done. It's built with flexibility in mind, so you can customize it to fit the way you work. Whether you're managing a small business, juggling multiple clients, or working with a team, it's a tool that adapts to your needs without overwhelming you. It takes the guesswork out of billing, the headaches out of project management, and the frustration out of keeping your financials in order. And with everything organized in one place, you get the added bonus of knowing exactly where you stand at any given time. That means more time for focusing on the actual work, and less time worrying about whether you've missed something important. And the best part is, you don't have to be a tech whiz or a financial expert to use it. It's designed to be intuitive, so you can jump in and start using it right away. Of course, if you do need help, there are resources to guide you through the more complicated features, but for the most part, it's built to be user-friendly. It takes care of the details, so you can focus on what really matters, growing your business and delivering great results for your clients. So, if you're someone who's been dealing with the hassle of trying to track your hours, manage multiple projects, and keep your finances in check, this kind of system can really change the game for you. It's about simplifying things, making sure nothing falls through the cracks, and giving you back more of your time. Whether you're a freelancer, a small business owner, or part of a larger team, having a system like this in place just makes everything smoother, faster, and more efficient. It's all about taking the stress out of the day-to-day and letting you focus on what you do best.